Why, hello there, everyone! Omega, thank you so much for 11 months. Also, congratulations on getting first. Congratulations on getting second, Inspector. Also, welcoming on in for Gerbil, and welcome on in Key as well, and anybody else who may have arrived here on a lurk. I'm Sector Leader Cody. And I'm Cody. Hello, everybody. We've got the title currently missing. Hold on. There we go. There we go. There it is. And you'll notice that my VTuber is currently missing as well. However, that is because we are going to be running Outbrk. Now, this might be a little bit of a crash course. I don't know to what extent Outbrk has optimized things, but apparently they have done some optimization. So we got a pretty big update. Their big optimization update came out on Tuesday. Monday, I was watching the preview of it. It looks really nice. But my goodness, welcome on in, everybody. Lawson. Oh, it's like Japanese 7-Eleven. Ah, okay. I don't know. I always like the homemade breakfast too, but you know, every once in a while, the corner store, like a lot of corner stores, do have that really good like taste to them. Like, for instance, 7-Eleven, I'm not sure if this is still true, but they actually had some pretty decent pizzas there. Love you, Tush. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'd say a good portion of us do love Tush, yes. I know Krista does. Welcome on in, everyone. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. Streaming once a week is it's warm in this room, so I'm still glad I'm sticking to just once a week during the summer. It's actually not that warm outside, but also I don't want to open up my window here because I'm pretty sure there's a few creatures or insects there that are camping between the screen and the window, and I don't want them coming in here. There's nothing for them to eat. Every time I get a house spider in here, first of all, I try to escort them out, but they like to just run under the bed, and who the heck knows where they are at that point. But it's like, when I find them later, like when I'm doing a sweep of the room, they're like upside down. They've starved. Like, I want to relocate them outside. There's nothing for them to eat here. And yet they still make their way in here. Not a very good survival instinct to choose a room out of all places. I'm sure there's some other places where mosquitoes are the audience that gets in, like close to the entry door. Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a pretty busy week. A roller coaster of a week for me too. My goodness. But yeah. Happy Fireworks Day or whatever the heck you're observing this present week, or Happy Canada Day, or earlier on July 1st, you know, wherever the occasion happens to be, or Happy Being Yourself Day. You will actually notice that the first, second, and third redeems, I have updated it. Now it will swap to, once first is redeemed, it'll swap to second, and once second is redeemed, it'll swap to third. Third's still available. And then it'll be unavailable from there forth. I did it in this particular way so that everybody gets a shot at getting first, second, and third. There's no like special bonus or anything like that for it, but it's there. I'm doing well. Went to a friend's wedding yesterday. Oh, that must have been a lot of fun. A lot of occasions for celebration. Hopefully, I know we have some people who are bothered by fireworks, some people who love the heck out of fireworks. Bit of a mix between them. But for those of you who do enjoy fireworks, I hope you managed to get out and enjoy the fireworks, whether it was on the 1st, the 4th, or any other day of the week because people like to set them off when it's not the actual day as well. Hopefully they weren't setting them off in residential areas at 2 a.m. because that's pretty annoying. We didn't have too much of that. We had one group of knuckleheads who did a 1 a.m. set off, and that's about it outside of the expected time for the fireworks, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, we do have a bit of active weather west of us. There's a portion of the prairie region that does have some severe weather potential. It's nothing too crazy. Apparently, the northwestern corner of the prairie regions has a tornado risk, but I'm not going to be able to track that. There's no radar service up there. So, hopefully everybody up there is staying safe and keeping a close eye out on the sky. Tornadoes are uncommon, but not unheard of up there. So, yeah, just be careful wherever you are. There's small little areas down in the U.S. that have a bit of a tornado risk, including the Carolinas, because there is a tropical storm. It's probably already making landfall over there at this point. There's probably some tropical force winds, so be careful over there. If you want to admire a tropical storm, make sure you're not in a flood-prone area, and stay out of the path of the wind, because the wind likes to pick things up and throw it around. You don't want to get hit by any of that. So, yeah, decent amount of stuff happening. So, today we are going to be playing some Outbrk. Outbrk went through a major update earlier this week. The visuals have been upgraded quite a bit. I've watched some gameplay of it, and I've been really impressed. I'm looking forward to experiencing this firsthand. Apparently, there were some performance improvements, too. I will be running Task Manager alongside of this. I want to see... I'll have the Performance tab up for that. Because I want to see how much CPU, how much GPU it utilizes. If we have enough wiggle room for it, I may bring my VTuber up. But for the time being, I'm going on the line of caution and not have my VTuber up for the time being. If I have my VTuber up, we might get the throwing software up, but that's a maybe. I'm going to be keeping a careful eye on our resources as we run this. Speaking of running things, I should probably have Steam up so that Outbrk actually launches. Because it's a Steam game, you sort of need Steam running. Memory 59%, that's neat. There's probably a couple virtual machines and probably something else hogging it. Actually, you know what? OBS is probably using some of it. OBS does use a decent amount of memory, especially if you have a lot of things loaded up. Oh yeah, also, I have a really easy way of swapping the title and the game category now. You won't notice it on Saturdays because we only change segments once, and that's at the beginning of the stream, change it to the actual title. But, yeah, a whole new level of automation. I can now automatically swap categories and titles. I've got my applicable files set up for that. I think at the end of this month, there's going to be a stream. Well, obviously there is. There's going to be a stream once a week, but, what particular day was it again? I'm not looking at August here. Oh! July 31st. So, the last week of July, streams are going to be changing to Thursdays at 12 a.m. 12 a.m. No. 12 p.m. Thursday afternoon over here. I'm just going to be doing that so that the weekends I properly have off. Sometimes we have family that wants to do stuff together and all that, and it's most likely to happen on weekends. So I'm just adapting to that, at least until the next season begins. Alright, so Task Manager, you can go in this corner here. We're going to get Outbrk launched. Okay, it's launching. Oh, one of the things in the Outbrk patch notes said there were some resolution ratio mismatches. So I'm hoping that means we're going to be fixing the window bug here. We are about to find out. Okay. Okay, how are we looking on GPU here? Now, it's still preloading things, so just hold on. Main menu optimization was also put on the notes. And they didn't fix the issue! Ha! Of course they didn't! I thought they fixed this annoying issue, and nope. I still have to resize the window every bloody time I launch this game. Hooray! I love it! Okay. Well, if the beginning's gonna say 98 GPU, and 98% GPU, then we're not gonna be running my VTuber. Let's see what it's like after this. Why is the preload scene... Oh, I have to read and accept the community guidelines again. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm very happy about Outbrk. Why am I hearing audio twice? Okay, that was just a stutter in the game. Alright. That's fine. The game's only just loading up. I will bring the game up. I'm just going to enable the audio layer and bring us back to the main menu. I'm just checking to see how much GPU this is using. This is currently using 94%. That's not much optimization if you ask me. I hear you okay if that helps. Awesome. I'm glad the audio is all good. Hopefully the Firebot audio is good as well. Also, I forgot to load up the soundboard, so let me just... Sorry, the makeshift soundboard. It's not an actual soundboard. It's just a folder with a bunch of sound files and the media player next to it. Load that up. I'm going to set it to its default volume. And I'm going to run this.
Dude!
And realize that the audio is... Wait, what? Hold on.
Dude!
Okay, no, it's still showing up good. It's running twice, so let me just disable the extra output to my headphones, and that should be all good. Outbrk is currently not capturing, which is always very cool. Thank you for the excellent, Inspector. I appreciate it. Oh, it's currently capturing nukes. Okay, let me change it to Outbrk. There we go. Okay, so we're sitting at 96%, which is not enough for me to run my VTuber. So we're gonna do chase. We got a couple delayed jump scares now lined up. And Firebot is acknowledging them, so we shouldn't experience a bug with that. Alright, let's see how well this loads. So again, some nukes. Nukes. Sometime this month I'd like to do another nuke stream, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. I do have to test, actually, did a new update come out for nukes yet? If it didn't, then I might have to be careful about capturing the entity and then clearing all the houses. I might need to be careful about that. I think Udon has patched that through a lot of the other updates it's making to nukes. But that's like the build that's currently being worked on. Okay, so we do have a supercell up near Hopfield here. There is no hook yet. This scattered stuff down here, probably not going to produce anything interesting. Velocity, we got some broad rotation. It's not focused yet. If anything's going to appear, it's probably going to be on the south side of the storm. Oh, let me check here. I think third is still available. Third's still available. So if you guys want to claim third, then feel free to do so. Yeah. No, Daisy. No, Daisy. You can't claim third. You are not actually in chat, Daisy. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we're going to have to start our way up here right away. This might be a north side chase. Push gerbil. Now, there's this really cool thing called consent, and that is required. Oh, jeez. That's not necessarily a jump scare, it's just creepy. I gotta say, the car's looking real nice. Real shiny. That looks pretty cool. Oh my goodness, you can actually look around the entire vehicle. I see that there's a passenger indicator right beside the map now too, so that you're not accidentally leaving your friends behind or not knowing if your friends are around. Although you can do this now. Also, the dashboard looks like it's lit up better. Oh, the look behind vehicle shortcut is gone. They got rid of it, probably because you can do this now. Yeah, the graphics are looking really good. There's some nice upgrades to this. How's the performance right now? Currently, 90 to 99% GPU, jeez. So, the performance, I can't vouch for the performance. It is currently not performing very well. I might just need to toy around with some settings and maybe that'll help. But right now, I am noticing a regression in performance. GPU sitting at 100%. I don't like the performance right now. Not happy with that. I'd really like it if it improved the performance. You know, so I could still actually stream this game. Because if we're gonna be running this game, and I'm running this on a 4060, which definitely is I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good GPU from what I heard. But if it's going to be running this GPU to this kind of percent here on top of OBS, it's not going to be very sustainable. Now, it does drop down to 84 randomly at times, so I don't know. It might be a setting. Make it sweet rice cakes and mahi mahi. Oh my goodness, that sounds lovely. I haven't tried mahi mahi itself. Sweet rice cakes? Those are pretty good. How far north did I say we were going? Oh, we're getting close to our marker. Okay, so what we're gonna do right at about where the divider begins. We're gonna stop about here. Oh, no, we don't need to go in reverse. Need more RGB increases in CPU and GPU performance with, yeah. All the RGB. My favorite part about being able to actually look around like this is the fact that you can actually look back and it's like, is the tornado back here? Instead of having a blind spot, because you can only look this way to this way and that's it. Is there a tornado behind me? Alright, how's this fella? We still do not have a hook on this. And we still don't have any promise in velocity, so far, not a very impressive storm. Tornado-wise. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. That's also not what I wanted to do. Now, it's probably a good idea to stay near hop fields. Like, this could be something developing, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. It's a very mild fish that's a bit firmer when cooked. Ah, a hardy fish. I'll have to try that at some point. I mean, I'm in the middle of the mainland, so good luck trying new fish over here, but, yeah, if I ever wind up on in a coastal area, that'd be a pretty good area to try something new. I don't eat fish very often, but I have. Oh. So I noticed the rain is, like, currently directional. And I'm pretty sure it's with the wind, too. The wind is coming from the south-southeast. Yep, and so is the rain. Fish can both be cheap and expensive. Yeah, depending on the fish. Yeah, for sure. Hold on, let me see. Can I see the rain shafts closer here? Oh, we're starting to get a bit of a shelf developing over here. And what's this developing over here? Actually, that might be the shelf itself. The shelf itself, of course. That is really cool. And yeah, this is the developing shelf then. I love that they added details to the shelf. Oh, I got another bit of a shelf forming down there. Well, that Storm's planning on doing. Doesn't look that promising from what I'm seeing. This one here, yeah, we gotta keep an eye on this. Especially if this area starts dipping, this could be a hook. This initially looked like a hook, but yeah, it sort of got pulled into the storm itself, so maybe not. Let's check velocity here. Don't really have anything too exciting happening in velocity. Nothing too focused, at least. This area looks like there's some rotation, which would be a bit of a weird area. And yet we're still getting one of these. That would be anticyclonic, though, which would be a little weird. I hope I don't get an anticyclonic. That would be a little annoying. Those don't happen very often because those don't make any sense in the northern hemisphere. Here we are just waiting for this storm to produce something. We got a little bit of a dip here. If this rotation can shift like over here, then we could get something focused. Where's this moving now anyways? Also, my GPU is still sitting at 99%. I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of where this is aiming. Sort of aiming like up here. I don't want to go too much further north, though. And tornado warning notifications are still disabled by default. That needs to be changed. It's really annoying having to remember to turn that on at the beginning of every chase. Not even a wall cloud picture yet. I mean, I don't even see a wall cloud here yet, so... To be fair, I don't see a wall cloud picture. So I gotta wait about 12 more seconds for the next frame. I'm curious on if this part's gonna dip down further. And hopefully this cell over here does not interfere with this cell. Ah! That does look like a developing hook. We don't have any rotation in it yet. Maybe traces of rotation. Also, while we're at it, let's take a look at some of the potential. We got a crap load of energy down here, my goodness. And we actually have a pretty decent amount of energy right where the storm is. So this has the good it has good ingredients. Let's take a look at the the dew points are good. Dew points well into the 20s. We don't even get that very often here in the prairie region. If you have dew points that high in the prairie region, there's probably going to be an outbreak happening. Just a formula for a line of severe thunderstorms. We had one somewhat muggy day where it looked like there was no weather further down. I did see the line on the radar, but it wasn't like it wasn't in line with us yet. And what happened when this trigger hit this area is all of a sudden the clouds formed down there and they shot up, and in about 5 minutes it went from clear over on the side of approach to full out cumulonimbus clouds. And in another 3 or 4 minutes, there was a really cool looking shelf underneath it. So that developed really quickly. And that one hit us directly. It was a really fun experience. What do we got here? We got some rotation near the hook site. What side of the hook is it on? It's sort of in the middle. We'll definitely want to keep an eye on where this hook decides to go. I'd really love it if it did not aim for nearly out of bounds. That would be fantastic. But we might have to move ourselves up there out of necessity. Which is annoying because there's a hail core here. Which means it'll be difficult to see it. Now, I also don't want to be too eager to get right on the highway too, because Hopfield is nearby, and tornadoes really love Hopfield. Oh, they said they improved the headlights too. Hold on. Yeah, there's an improvement. Let's take a look at the graphics here. Oh, I see. They changed some things. They have changed some things. So the sampling is no longer an option, which would explain why my GPU is currently at 100, because it decided to What if I set it to performance? Well, now the GPU's between 93 to 97. It's not constantly at 100. What if I set this to medium? If I set it to medium, the game crashes. Cool. Why do I ever touch that preset button? It never works properly. It never works. It just doesn't work. Trademark. Alright. The resolution's gonna look a little dumb because they haven't fixed that issue still. Maybe I should let them know if you have a 4-monitor setup and 3 of them are 1080p and one of them is 1440p, that this issue tends to happen. And this might help them replicate it and fix the issue. Because it might just be like a very specific monitor layout that does this. Okay, so fix the resolution again. Yeah, and then set it back to that. GPU 93%. And we're just going to make sure things continue to function correctly. You see that load in world negative 0.27 something percent. That was cool. Beautiful. I love it. The funny things that the percentage bars do when they're first loaded. Okay, so what's this one? Okay. Around the same area, thankfully. Around the same area of development. And we're just going to bring ourselves right up to Hopfield, and that should give us a good start. Okay, so we're currently sitting at around the same percentage, except the game is now chugging more. So yeah, I don't understand what was optimized. Whatever was optimized, something else was optimized to the point where this game does not perform any better than the previous update. So I don't understand where they were, what they mean by... Like, overall, the game is not as optimized as it was before the update. I had this set on low, and it's still eating up GPU resources and not allowing me to share it with OBS very much. Okay, hold on. This chugging is annoying. Like, low is behaving worse than the custom that I had set previously. Performance. I don't want to really mess with anti-aliasing because I think this new anti-aliasing is allowing us to... It's what's removing the blue background, the artifacting. So, I don't want to mess with that too much. Maybe Outbrk just performs absolutely horrifically in windowed mode, in which I would request that it is tested on window mode more. Hold on. Let's disable foliage and see if that improves anything. We did... not the previous update, but the update before, there was an issue where having foliage enabled would spike resource usages. And that does not appear to be the case right now. Nope, that's not really changing anything. So we're gonna bring foliage back. Okay, foliage, you can come back. You're not really using that many resources. Okay. What happens if I enable VSync? Which I probably should, because I'll probably cause issues elsewhere. Doesn't do anything, so I'm just gonna set that back to disabled. Same performance as before. Disable. I'm not enabling that because I know that uses more resources. I don't want to lower that any further. Okay. Might just settle for this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why is the microphone currently set to my B2 output? What is my B2 output? Hold on. Why is it set to my second microphone? Hold on. That needs to be set to B1. Input. I'm fine with the current key bindings. I actually found the key bindings easy enough to adapt to. They're not as awkward. My huge thing with like that's one of the reasons why I barely play Phasmophobia is because no matter what I set the controls to, I find it awkward. Especially when door interaction seems to be always a specific key that you can't even specify. So if you... So let's say if you want... Okay, what I'd like is the right mouse button to be use and the left mouse button to be like lift, grab, acquire, whatever. You know, stuff like that. I did set one of the side mouse buttons so that would be drop. And that seems to work well, but yeah. Then there's other little things that... Well, also, Phasmophobia is not beginner-friendly at all. In fact, it's become even less beginner-friendly since this last major update. The last major update's fantastic, and a lot of veterans are totally relearning the game just because so many mechanics got changed, which is cool. It's fun to relearn a game. But when you're just learning the game, having to just be thrown into a match, not knowing how to use most of the instruments yourself, trying to navigate around the awkward key bindings. I mean, sure, the tutorial could teach you to a very limited extent, except the tutorial does not have a ghost that will actively try to kill you when it feels like doing so. So the tutorial actually does not give you the full experience. But yeah, I feel like the tutorial only teaches you to some limited extent. I actually have not tried using controller for Phasmo. That might actually be the reason why I'm having difficulties adapting the controls. Because I can't find a mouse and keyboard scheme that works. Ooh. GPU's still sitting at 98%. I don't know. To make sure I don't have too many like extras running too while I'm doing this. Steam's hiding, so Steam shouldn't be using any extra resources. Don't think I have a... No, I don't have excess virtual machines running right now. That's good. That window is on the wrong monitor, but that's not... That has nothing to do with performance. Okay. Yes, thank you, Alt-Tab. I'd like to change to Outbrk, please, and thank you. And also, let me just change to OBS for a moment, because I have a scene selected, and I don't want to click into OBS and accidentally move that scene. Is this storm going to do anything? Okay, we do have a bit of rotation on the right part of the storm here, so maybe that'll produce something. Not really a solid looking hook echo, but there is some rotation. Oh, there we go. Now it's solidifying. But now the rotation is broad. Okay, what do we have? Dew points are fantastic right now. Energy levels are okay. Energy levels are absolutely nuts over here. However, we do not have a trigger down here. We need something to actually fire off down here if we want to get a good development. So we're just going to be sticking around Hopfield for the time being, hoping that this little reach out here is a developing hook, or maybe this reach out will end up being a hook. Hope you guys are having a lovely time zone so far. Things have been pretty decent over here. They've been busy, but they're decent. And we're getting a tornado warning ahead of us. That is cool. Yeah, rotation and hook. Not sure how long it's going to last. It's going to be one of these storms, and that's going to be really annoying to chase. How fast is it moving? Doesn't seem to be moving too fast, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to intercept it. We're going to take the north side road. You'll actually notice that the fuel station icons have a little hook next to them too. I'm pretty sure, I'm just making assumptions, I didn't read the patch notes into the fine details. But I'm pretty sure that means you can be towed there. They made an update to the tow-in system that you cannot be towed to a gas station under a tornado warning. Because, well, if you get towed to a gas station and there's a tornado and you're within its kill zone, getting towed will end your chase because a tornado will get you when you get to your new location. Glad they fixed that, because that would be extremely unfortunate. So it'll choose the nearest gas station that is not under a tornado warning. Ooh, we're starting to experience some issues already. Also, this is a really cool looking tornado. It looks like it's moving slow, so we might be able to intercept this. Let's give it a try. We'll survive that. Yeah. You know, tow trucks are just unaffected by tornado. Yeah, imagine being spawned into a tornado zone. You get towed away, the tow screen ends, and then you're high up in the air. Oh, the road curves toward... Okay, we might not have as much time to intercept this as we thought. Let's hope that it's not already crossing the road. This high GPU usage thing is going to be a problem. If we are having troubles keeping Outbrk stable, I may stop streaming Outbrk. It's already crossing. Which is fine, because our cat currently wants to leave, so I'm just gonna open the door for our cat.
You want out?
Alright, we're gonna take a picture and admire it then. Yeah, we are still pretty far away from it too. So, what we're gonna do is we're going to take a look at the next point that we can intercept this at. What a terrible point to intercept this at. It is currently slowly heading for the highway. Okay, it looks like this road is the next road for this. So what we're gonna do here? We're just going to cut down here. We're gonna do a bit of a downhill drive. Let's not drive too fast down here, or we'll take some fall damage. Yeah, it's like stuff like that might happen. What? Hey! Don't you dare respawn me in the air. How dare you do that? If that's the anti-vehicle flip mechanism, then they need to adjust that so it doesn't spawn you high up in the air. Okay, so we're going till the next ramp here. Also, hold on, I'm gonna report the tornado again. The icon is no longer lit, which means we can report it again. Also, we can take another picture while we're here. I'm gonna try to stop checking the exact position of a tornado when you report it. Honestly, probably something, you know, that's something that I wouldn't mind if it got removed, because if you're actually out there chasing, you're not going to know exactly where the tornado is when you report it. We do know what highway it's heading towards, so we are going to use that particular pointer. The next ramp here, we're going to head northwards, or northbound off of the next ramp. Which should be right about here. Oh, that should give us a good amount of time. Hopefully the tornado will still be a tornado by the time we get there. The environment here is not as spicy as the environment down south. Just gonna do a nice little cut across here. Oh yeah, I can still see it. I can still see the debris signature there. It's a little hard to see. Ooh, except when the lightning goes off. Oh my goodness. That attention to detail did not exist in the previous version. Lightning is a really good illuminator, helping you get a good idea of where a particular tornado may be. And good news for us, it appears that the pin that we placed down is at the top of a hill. Oh, not quite. Never mind. Oh my goodness, there it is. A little hard to see. No value. Hey, apparently this is not a tornado. I see they still haven't fixed that issue. Okay, where is this fellow moving? We gotta go south. We're gonna go south to, I don't know, about here. We'll stop here, see what we can get out of this. Well, we still can't get a tornado picture. Hold on, what is going on with this right now? We might still need to head further down. Oh yeah, we definitely still need to head further down. Let's head further down. We're gonna head near the southern portion of this gravel road. We don't need to go too crazy with off-road here. We don't need to off-road. Let's head just past this annoying hill here. maybe this will be far enough south. Ourselves out. I just lost contact with chat because for some reason the OBS likes to be annoying. Let me just reopen that. No, not that one. Failed to load module. Can you stop and actually just load it? Just load it. Quit being annoying. There we go. And it stopped again. OBS, you are really annoying me. I think this is heading towards us. Oh, I think this is not heading towards us. I don't want to back up too much. We're going to place the probe down here, and we're going to head south because heading north risks us getting caught by the tornado, so... We're going to head further down. We're going to have to head down quite a bit because this is sort of close to parallel to the road. For some reason, OBS is being really stupid and not loading the chat panel right now, so... I'll try to fix that while we wait for the tornado to entertain our currently placed probe. Let us hope this is still not heading towards us as I try to fix this for the 80th time. Okay, OBS, this is really getting us. OBS, your face is out of memory. Hey, so welcome on in. Good to see you. Alrighty.
Hello.
Well, first of all, our tornado just ripped us off, so I'm done with this chase. I'm done with this chase. We just got ripped off by the we just got ripped off. The tornado despawned and turned into a boring gust front. Auntie, welcome on in. Well, apparently, Outbrk's so-called optimization is a joke. They did not optimize anything. I don't know what the heck they meant by optimizing things, but clearly they have a long way to go with optimization because it is now performing more poorly than it ever did before. So I'm going to try to run it at much lower settings here. And I don't know, maybe nobody has ever tested it on a 4060, which is a very commonly used graphics card, but ultra performance, 8th resolution. I can't believe I actually have like decent PC specs and this game barely runs at all. Like, is this idea of optimization supposed to be a joke? Okay, let me set all of these as low as I can, and we'll see how the GPU performs there. Oh my goodness. But I hope you guys are having a fantastic time. It's pretty easy for me to recover the stream, thankfully, when stuff like this happens. More so because I'm used to Outbrk causing constant issues because they've got a bit of a road to work on when it comes to optimization. What annoys me is that they were talking about the optimization part, and what optimization? I don't get it. What did they mean by optimization? Also, did Did my little logo just disappear? It did disappear. Where the heck did that go? I must have hit it while I was testing some stuff during this week. Top of 4 performance, like I don't know. I guess optimal means poor performance. I don't know what they were aiming to achieve here. The game does not run as well as it did. Now, I've set everything to minimum, and we are currently at 79%, which is actually workable. I kept anti-aliasing the same. Texture quality I had to bring down to 1/8 of a resolution, which, by the way, before this update, I was able to run this with little issues with 1/4 resolution. So, yeah, I've had to downgrade things now because apparently this game is just not very optimal anymore. Might be a leak in the coldest polymer resources. You know what I wish QA teams would properly test for? Memory management. Memory management. There's been so many games that have undergone the same issue with memory leak here, memory leak there. By the way, Google Chrome has done this plenty of times too because apparently they don't know how to test. There's got to be a better way for QA and memory management. Also, I really wish they wouldn't QA it on just one system. By the way, I really don't like the scenario, and I might just re-roll right now, because there's no organization of this. Okay, anyway, what does this look like when I set it really low? That looks really weird. Oh, welcome back from ads. I didn't even know ads were running. Let's just blame the crash on the ads. It's the ads' fault. Anyway, yeah, we got things up back up and running. And you know, as much as I like the update they made to the visuals in that, I don't like how this game performs now. We're gonna set things to we're just gonna keep things at minimum right now, and we'll see. Except for the anti-aliasing, I kept that up because I feel like if we did the old one, it might bring back that weird artifacting thing that happens. I'm gonna be honest though, this doesn't look too bad for low end. We're at 82%. Okay, so we might actually be able to... so this game might actually be streamable. I like how when you do a low preset, it makes the game unstable and barely playable. But if you custom and you set some of the settings lower, then... well, it looks like it will be stable now. The GPU's currently sitting at a about 90% on average. But I should not have to run this game on low settings on a 4060 with a good CPU. And this is like 16 gigabytes of VRAM too, so like I shouldn't have to compromise that much. Was this valley always here? Oh yeah, you know what? Where are we on the map? Yeah, it was alright. It was always there. Blue moose. Well, I can tell you we don't have moose that are blue up here. We have big, tanky, classic moose. The moose tank. I'm actually not sure why I'm heading over here. I'm not even sure why I'm bothering with this scenario. This scenario looks really annoying. I want to see some development here. Dew points are good. Ooh, that's a little spicy. Okay. Okay. So right now it's sort of in a alright environment. It's a pretty decent environment. Looks like it's heading towards a better environment. But this is all scattered. We got a solid line right over here. This might stick to the south, so we may want to head south. I like how when this scenario began, like, look, before the scenario, severe thunderstorm. And then, not severe. Now we just got some high-end, not quite severe thunderstorms going on. I don't know. Should head just outside of Fort City here and see what's going on. On the opposite side of the map. Ah, yes. Also, because of the way OBS closed, the ad manager should not have restart. So, although coincidentally, it was close to the scheduled ads, so probably still got ads anyways. Come on, you better not be crashing again. I swear I will change games if you're crashing again. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, I'm done with Outbreak. I've lost my patience with it. I'm not streaming this anymore. Feedback to the development team. When you optimize the game, please, 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 make sure that you have actually optimized it and not regressed it. Please actually test this stuff. When you're talking optimization, we're talking about the game being more runnable. Are we not? So, I don't want to be too hard on them. They're working really hard on this game. It's just, like, I don't like it when they go and do the whole, oh, we have optimized this and that, and then it performs more poorly than I've ever seen. Performance optimization was one of the articles here. Let me bring this down here. Go over the patch notes here. So, patch notes. Okay. So, performance optimization was one of their big points. So, what I'm trying to process here is, why is the game even more unplayable than it was prior to this update, if they have optimized this? And this is like, GPU is dealing with too much. I absolutely love the looks of this update. Why is my 4060 struggling to run it while streaming? CPU is definitely not a bottleneck. I'm seeing like CPU is only like 55% while I'm running this, and maybe that's part of the problem, is that all of it's being put on the GPU, and the non-graphic parts are also being tossed on the GPU, which you really shouldn't be doing. I love what I've seen in all these updates. It's really hard for me to showcase this when you can't get the game to perform well. So, yeah. We got cloud quality presets, which apparently none of these... Ultra Performance did decrease the GPU usage somewhat to 90%, and then the game still crashed, and we still have GPU out of memory problems. So I think they're not paying attention to VRAM when they're doing this optimization stuff. They're not paying attention to VRAM. GPU percentage is only part of it. You've also got to manage VRAM properly. So we got that issue. Added a check for Steam Deck to lower graphics settings by default to improve performance. Oh, wait. So, did they only test this on Steam Deck? Is that what the issue is here? Like, it was all about the Steam Deck and not about... That doesn't make sense. I've seen a lot of people streaming this. Refactored weather data, improved RAM usage and stability. Oh, they might have improved RAM usage, but did they improve VRAM usage? Two separate things. Improved performance, I didn't see it. Main menu navigation resource usage. Oh, VRAM, that's the memory on your GPU. So your GPU memory value. So, like, RAM's one thing. That's like your memory for your computer tasks and all of that. But GPUs also have onboard memory. In the case of mine, I have 16 gigabytes of it, which shouldn't be an issue for a lot of things. Can Tush ask? Yeah, well, Tush could ask, but I'm probably only going to hear like Tush sounds from Tush. Optimize tree loading and world textures to improve performance. I have no idea if this actually happened, because overall the game is more unstable than it was previously. Optimize the minimap to improve performance while driving. I didn't notice too much of a difference with the minimap behavior and all that. Maybe it was a slight improvement, but it's hard to tell. Optimize server performance. That is probably on their side. I don't think I'm running a server here. Tush RAM, yeah. Disabled shadows on headlights to improve performance. Also, shadows on headlights were causing some really weird visuals in the previous update, so yeah, that was necessary. By the way, I do really love this change. The being able to actually look around the vehicle. Am I being chased by a tornado? Now I could just look behind me. Dashboard lighting, all that. New tripod. I'd love to try this. The game's performance, unfortunately, is too unstable for me to actually show this stuff off to you. Headlights, I did notice a slight improvement on the road, and there's probably an even better improvement when you're off the road. And dog. New decals. Cool. Passenger indicator.
Yo, did he just walk up slowly and down smash?
Oh my goodness. Never know when you have to shoulder check for a tornado. Very true. Very true while you're chasing tornadoes. Welcome on in, Fiber Optics. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good time zone. Now, worst comes to worst, I'll just change to, I don't know, maybe we'll do a Fantasy Life. Maybe I'll do something on the Switch. Or maybe we could sneak some Supermarket in too if we want. Yeah, maybe. I feel like I'll have to relearn Supermarket because it's been a while. Quality of life changes, major fixes, yeah, all that good stuff. Oh my goodness. Did any hotfixes come out since this update here? No. Oh, you know what? That's probably why it's performing terribly. there is probably an oversight. It's probably an oversight, or something's just not quite working, because there's always the odd thing that slips through these major updates. It's probably because there hasn't been a hotfix yet. So maybe it's just unplayable for now. Maybe it is just unplayable just for the time being.